Selamat malam. We're going to make Nasi Goreng. Nasi means fried, Goreng means rice. And the key to fried rice is that it's been cooked the day before. Isn't that perfect? You can use leftover rice. The other things, we just need cooking oil. I've already pre-chopped the onions because I didn't want to cry in front of you. I'm using minced garlic. Again, I'm using things that are in my cupboard, so you can always do this. Now I always buy fried shallots because I'm becoming more and more Indonesian. The key ingredient, kecap manis, because it is sweet soy sauce, and I always have some extra on hand, and frozen veggies. So who doesn't have all these things in their cupboard ready to go? I know I do. So now you can always make Nasi Goreng. So the first thing I'm going to do is heat up the oil and cook the onions until they're translucent. So you just need a hot pan and to cook up the onions and the garlic. I'm making a vegetarian Nasi Goreng because you can serve it with meat or fish as a rice dish. You can also just serve it on its own as it is. Or you can put something in it. So you can put bacon or chicken, or you can make it whatever you like. That's the beauty of it. It's a bit like pizzas for the Asian world, perhaps we could say that, where you can use all your leftovers up, put it in your fried rice. So instead of pizza night, which uses up all our leftovers, you can do Nasi Goreng nights. So there we go. I'm just going to cook up the onions, the garlic. I would usually do this in a wok, but I've lent my wok to somebody and I only have a small quantity of rice, so hopefully it will fit in this frying pan. Yeah, so you're just waiting for the onions, not to cook them like they're going on a burger, so just so that they go slightly see-through or translucent. Now, cold leftover rice can be a bit hard, so when you put it in, you need to break it up a bit. Look at that. So I'm just keeping on frying the onions, but now I'm coating all the pieces of rice with the oil, so that what I want to be left with is kind of glossy rice. Well, just that all of the pieces of rice have some oil, and all the onions and the garlic, all the tasty stuff is mixed through, and that's the base. Now obviously you can spend hours chopping up all your veggies into small parts or whatever you're using, but the beauty of having the frozen ones is that you can just put them in from frozen, no problem. So very easy. All I'm going to do now is start to put in my kecap manis, and it depends how much you like it as to how much you put in. It sounds like a crowd cheering. All the rice is going, hooray, thank you for covering me in kecap manis. And manis means sweet. Sweet soy. Sweet soy, sweet dreams. Rebecca and I met a dog called Manis once in Indonesia. And it was a very sweet dog. And I think that they probably called it this because of the colour. It was a black dog. But I hadn't thought of that before. Sweet like the ketchup mayonnaise. Oh, look at that. Yum. Sticky now. So it's now sticky and flavoursome. And again, just like with the oil, I'm just making sure that all of it's covered. Now, I've been told that authentic Nasi Goreng would just have onions and garlic and a bit of flavouring and nothing else. But just in case you're having this as a vegetarian as your main meal, it's good to put some veggies in, isn't it? So we'll put these in. I'm not really measuring, but that's at least a cup. Now, I don't know if I've put those in the right order. Probably some Indonesians would be saying, what? Should put the veggies in before. But really, you're just waiting now. It's pretty much ready to go. You're just waiting for the frozen vegetables to be warmed through. And they will just defrost as they get turned through the rice. I'm looking at that, I'm thinking it looks nice, but I'm also thinking I'm going to put a bit more, a dash of this ketchup mayonnaise, and the crowd goes wild. Listen to the rice. Hooray! Thank you. Can you hear that? I'm even going to put a bit more soy sauce in. Woo! Yippee! Now it's going crazy. It's like a stadium. Game on. So you can make a big tub of this up, and I tell you, when you've got teenagers in the house who like it, it can save the day on many occasions. So in Australia we like to always have a supply of Wheat Bix for the teenage hunger pangs, but you can also just turn all your leftover rice into Nasi Goreng. So, just to go over the recipe one more time. Onion, finely chopped. Garlic. Oil, so that you start with the garlic and the onion in the pan. Leftover rice, turned over until nice and shiny and all covered in oil. Then you add in your ketchup mayonnaise, any extra vegetables or meat or anything you would like. Now we are going to serve you some. Hot and steamy. And you'll be wondering, what about that other pot that you haven't mentioned yet? This is a little trick. If you want to make your food look a bit nicer, you can put it out in a bowl like that. And of course, sprinkle it with fried shallots. Ta-da! Just delish. Nasi Goreng.